Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started.
So there's been a lot of talk lately about the new Xbox, and you're probably wondering, why are they making hardware again? Xbox is dead, remember? Xbox is a third-party publisher, remember? One of two of those things is correct. One, the main one that's actually correct, is Xbox is a third-party publisher, which has been like that for many, many years. I can actually say this whenever I was, I think, in high school. When the original Halo came out, that was also on PC. So they've been a third-party publisher for a very long time, with a lot of their games coming to PC. Then you had Minecraft coming out for PlayStation, as well as Nintendo, whatever. And there's been several games now. They're kind of full-on third-party, which we all know that. It's not a secret. But we can kind of consider out with PlayStation as well, since they do publish games on PC. And yes, they're moving to a different platform. That does mean third-party publisher. The fact that they are on different platforms on PC, such as the Epic Game Store and Steam and GOG and stuff like that, that would solidify the fact that they are a third-party publisher. No matter how you look at it, it is what it is. And if you want to even go even further, you can also say games like Death Stranding 1, as well as MLB The Show, that actually came out on Xbox. I think Nintendo's getting that too, probably for the Switch too. I know they did publish a game on the Switch, which was Lego Horizon. That was a PlayStation game, a PlayStation IP on another platform. Again, that's third-party publisher, but Xbox is dead, right? That's what everybody would say, and partially, I guess, if you want to say it hardware-wise, they're not doing too great, and they never really have since the Xbox 360 era. But lately, we've been seeing talks about the next-gen Xbox. We can actually take a look right here. Let's see. This actually came out recently, and this has actually been on X quite a bit with the talks between Jez Gordon and quite a few other Xbox influencers. Exclusive Xbox new hardware plans begin with gaming handheld set for later this year, which I have doubts on that. I don't think that's coming out this year, and I don't think so. That's just me. I don't think they're going to want to throw out a handheld when the Switch 2 is coming out, because if it does come out, it's going to come out later this year, I think. And just my guess, I'm going to think that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to come out sometime in the winter next year before Christmas. And if that's the case, you'll probably see the Xbox handheld coming around the same time. And I don't think Microsoft wants to do that. They make a lot of dumb decisions, but I don't think that's one of them. This would be the equivalent of releasing a game next to GTA 6, which, by the way, I think that's going to get delayed too. But let's continue. So, what they're talking about a handheld, as well as a full next-gen console targeting 2027. Again, people's like, why is Xbox still making hardware? Why are they making a console? It's over. Console wars is over. Which the console wars should have been over a long time ago. We shouldn't be 40 years old and arguing about plastic box. And I've said this many, many times. If you're a gamer, you're not really going to care what platform you're playing on. Wherever there's games, you should be playing, except for mobile, because mobile is not games. That's just horse shit, unless you're streaming, which I can question that too, because I don't really like streaming my games. But again, like last video, I said that's probably where we're going. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a little bit further in here. Microsoft's foray into PC gaming handhelds, which is not really. I'll also show you this, because here's the thing. I own an Asus ROG Ally. It's probably one of my favorite devices of all time. And I'll show you why. So let's go ahead and hop in here. I actually brought in a lot of shit here. So I don't have the ROG Ally X. I just got the regular ROG Ally. And it is a good replacement. It's basically, if you plug it up to your TV with a docking station, it's just a mini PC that has access to many, many different launchers. Good example here is with, this is something you would see. Let's get rid of that shit. So Asus ROG Ally has something called the Armory Crate, which is really nifty because it's a single button on the actual device. And let's go ahead and see if I can show you that. So right here, if you guys see, if you click on this little button here, it's going to bring up the Armory Crate, and the Armory Crate brings stuff like this. And you can actually install different things on it too. So if you want to put like the Amazon app, which they have a games app, you'll put the EA, Ubisoft, GOG, Xbox, Humble, I would imagine, or the PlayStation remote app, which does exist, by the way. You could do that. You can access all these things. You can stream from the cloud services, and you can actually install games natively, which is good. And for the question, as you're asking us, is this a 4K, 8K gaming with ray tracing enabled? Is it better than the PS5 Pro? No, it's not. It's not made for that. And the weird thing is like there's a lot of people saying the Steam Deck and Asus ROG Ally and Legion Go, stuff like that, are failures of products when they're not actually mass market things to begin with. They're for a niche audience, mainly for people that play on PC that would just like to, hey, come home, take the PC experience with you with less the hassle. I know me, one of the things I do is I'll carry it with me from time to time. I'll be at work, and on my downtime I might play it, or on my lunch I'll play it, launch it up, play some games on Steam or whatever. And that's it. I mean, I have access to that library anywhere I want, or if I come home, I have a docking station where I just plug it up to my TV and I use a Bluetooth controller. I have this really cool Mamba controller, which is pretty badass. I actually want to do a video about it because it's actually kind of weird, because I got it from the most unexpected places and I thought it was going to be horseshit, and it was actually pretty nice, and that was Temu, which don't discount third-party controllers from China. Just letting you know. But anyways, I mean, it's nice to have these things, and these things are not really, they're not really competing with other consoles. They're not competing with the Switch 2. They're competing with mainly themselves. So, I mean, they're not really mass marketed, and they're not built en masse. They're kind of built per, like, if people want it or demand, they'll fill that demand, and if nobody wants it, obviously they're not going to make it. So they're not going to spend millions and millions of dollars of buying and sending these things out to retailers for nobody to buy them. Now, I think Asus and Legion, maybe they might send some stuff out, but not a whole lot. It's a totally different market than what we're used to. So I see a lot of fanboys comparing these devices to the PlayStation and consoles, and it's really not even that. And I know they're trying to compare it with Nintendo, which I guess that could be kind of fair, but not really. These things are expensive. They're not very cheap. Not very cheap for the most part. But anyways, you do have stuff like that. And this is kind of what I expect. Whenever they say Xbox is coming out with a next-gen hardware, it looks like something like that. And it does. This is the same form factor as the Asus ROG Ally. And I believe it's going to be an OEM device. It says right here, here's your first glimpse of the Xbox's next-gen hardware plans, and some parts are being executed more quickly than you think. The Xbox Series S XS generation has been a bit of an odd one, which I totally agree. Microsoft's Xbox console hardware sell-through has declined quarter over quarter for some, but Xbox's addressable monthly active user base has been skyrocketing, and I think that's mainly due to the fact that, hey, there's multiple ways you access Xbox now. Call of Duty's on everything. I mean, if you'll say it or not, it is a Microsoft game. Soon Forza Horizon 5 is coming out on the PlayStation. And that's going to be fun because it's going to make pretty much all the PlayStation guys Xbox, because you have to create a Microsoft account to play that. Even though these same guys, and trust me, I showed you in the last episode, you had Japan hates Xbox crashing out, saying that Xbox needs to cater to all the PlayStation needs, and PlayStation needs to be babied. And here's the thing, that guy is pathetic to the point where you can actually smell his tweets, and it smells like a mix between nutmeg, baby diapers, and Indian food mixed with sweat and jizz and whatever, mixed up in some kind of festering nutsack, put in the sun with a glass of milk, set for 3 days, and that is Japan hates Xbox tweets. It just smells like it. You can smell it. It's just radiate. You know this guy is nasty. He's a slob. And, I know I'm fat, so I don't care. But that's what it smells like. You can smell the tweets. Try it sometime. Very disgusting. But anyways, you see these people like crashing out about this because they have to now create a Xbox account to play Xbox games on their PlayStation. And these same guys was pissed off because, Steam users were aggravated the fact that you had to sign or make a PlayStation account to access some of their games, which Sony eventually walked back. So it's kind of weird. It's some kind of weird irony that just happened, and it's just fun to watch. Just watching fanboys on all sides is just so fun to watch these little small things that may or may not bother you, but it's really funny. But let's get back to it. Anyways, like I said, Xbox is actually in more places all the time. Mobile, of course. You have your Candy Crush, Diablo Immortal, stuff like that. There's stuff from their Game Pass, Warcraft, which, like it or not, Activision Blizzard, all those things that they bought, that is now Xbox, Microsoft account stuff. Which is kind of crazy. I think that was the ultimate plan because Microsoft's not going to win in the hardware department no matter how hard they try at this point. And, doing something like this is creating a niche product like a handheld, which, I don't understand. Because, let's see if we can go down here a little bit. So, first up, Microsoft's working on a PC gaming OEM. Think Asus, Lenovo, MSI, Razer, on Xbox branded handheld. And it's just like I was saying right up here. You take a look at this device, and it very, very resembles this guy. This is the Asus ROG Ally X, and then you have things like the Legion Go, which, by the way, is the same thing. I don't know if they have a armory crate-like thing. Get out of here! Get out of here! Let's scroll down. You do have different ones, and like I said, they're not cheap. They're about, pretty much close to $800. You can get different things. You get headphones, screen covers, skins, and I think that's one thing that Microsoft's going to really focus on, is something they're really good at, and that's making accessories like controllers and stuff like that. They're really good at that. Everybody seems to love the Xbox controller, and it's kind of universally known in a lot of different manufacturers. They make Xbox-like controllers because, well, it's a very comfortable controller, and everybody seems to like it. It's been like that since the Xbox 360. I think the only thing that's really come close for me is, of course, the DualSense, and the DualSense is pretty nice, by the way. Only thing is, I wish it had more battery power. But anyways, I don't know if they have anything similar to this, the ROG Ally. I don't know. Maybe. You can access Game Pass, and it looks like Lenovo Pure Sight. That's not even that. It's just some kind of. That's the type of screen they have. I'm not too familiar with this at all. Maybe it's Legion Space as a hub. Okay, yeah, I'm assuming that's probably what it is. And you also have the Steam Deck, which, by the way, again, the Steam Deck is not failing in any sense of the imagination. Again, it's made by demand. If there's no demand for it, they're not making them. They're just making enough to get by per the orders, and they're doing the job they were specifically trying to aim for, and that was to provide a alternate space to play your Steam library. Again, it's just like this. Everybody's moving to some type of handheld and some sort, which I think Legion Go, they have their own thing. It's like maybe it was like a cloud experience, which Xbox also kind of talked about and went on about for a while when it came to partnering with Lenovo. But you also have things like the PlayStation Portal, which is mainly just a streaming device, and the big difference between that is, well, it's just a streaming device. You're playing things from the cloud, and the bad thing about this, and I didn't know this, I don't know how true it is, but apparently you have to have PlayStation Plus Premium to use some of the streaming features on that. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said. Like, to actually stream some games and stuff like that, I think you have to have PlayStation Plus Premium, which again, it's I think it's $190 a year, and I mean, it comes with line, same price as Xbox Live Gold Ultimate and all that stuff. It's not Xbox Live Game Pass Ultimate. They stopped calling it Xbox Live. But I mean, the big thing right here, this is if Xbox is coming out with their own thing and they're not competing with the Switch 2, which this will be a juggernaut no matter how we look at it, because people really love the Switch, and this will be backwards compatible. You'll have access to all your Nintendo Online stuff, as well as a bunch of new features, a little more powerful hardware. We'll learn more about that on the 2nd of April, or I think, is that what it is? The 4th? I don't know. I can't get my fucking dates right. But we'll be knowing soon. But everybody's moving into this whole handheld market. And I think Xbox, I'm confused by this. One being, we already have products on the market that allows you to access Game Pass. And like I said, it'd be the Legion Go, the Asus, Razer has one, and I'm sure there's several other OEMs that are doing the same thing. So if this is really just a repackage of, say, the Asus ROG Ally with an Xbox logo, I'm just wondering, maybe it's just a license, what's going to be different about it, but there's also rumors that they're going to move into they're going to have their own dedicated device, like Xbox, like they make their own and not have an OEM do it. I don't know if that's in the article or not. Let's scroll down here a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, so let's continue. Microsoft's working with the PC gaming OEM, think Asus, Lenovo, MSI, Razer, on Xbox branded gaming handheld, surprisingly slated for later in 2025, which I totally doubt. Codename Keenan. This is gaming handheld will look unmistakably like Xbox, we're told, complete with a Xbox guide button and Xbox design sensibilities, which would be kind of cool if you kind of think about it, because one of the rumors is the next Xbox, like your console, the actual console they're making for some reason, it's going to be basically a PC with TV sensibilities, like easier to use for users, and they're going to have the features possibly like how they have the new compiler that was just created from, I think they used Shadow the Hedgehog on Xbox 360, which basically allows you to have full backwards compatibility with pretty much most games, which is really wild if they use that. Xbox has been pretty good with backwards compatibility, and I do like that. But the fact that they're actually like going through with this, and they're going to have like the device like the Asus ROG Ally Go or something, maybe they're just selling on the Xbox brand itself, because you know, despite what they say online, the Xbox brand is still, it still does mean something. People understand Xbox. You have people that spent their whole libraries on that. They have all their libraries on that. They don't want to move. And this is one of those things where that, you know, if they're going to go through with this, and you'll be able to access your whole library on the go, and that's everything. I don't think that's actually loose, but it just kind of makes me wonder what's going to make this different. If they don't go that route, what is going to make this different outside of maybe a change in the ecosystem as well as just branding? Maybe it'll help with the OEM devices. Like I said, people still like Xbox. Just because some X users say, you know, Xbox is dead, whatever, it doesn't mean shit, because they're retarded to begin with. And the only thing they live for is not playing games and playing on X. They don't really play games. It's just, that's what they do. They just play X. That's the only video game they play. If that wasn't the case, some of their first-party games would be pretty high up in terms of sales numbers, as well as not really being on PC. But you know, I'm just kind of wondering. Like, I know they said there's a possibility that the next Xbox device, the actual Xbox handheld that's actually made by Xbox, will probably be similar to the Asus ROG in terms of the capabilities, where you can access things like Steam, GOG, and whatever on that device, as well as the Xbox ecosystem. I think it's good to have choices. I don't think there's actually a problem with it. You know, I think if we're going to stay in the hardware department, I think that's probably the best way to do it, is go OEM. I'm still kind of confused how they're going to do the next Xbox console, but I'm here for it. I'm going to play it. I've got a huge library of Xbox games. I'm not going to get rid of that because I spent a lot of money on it. Have a lot of fond memories with it, and it was just nice to have. PlayStation 6 when it comes out, buying that. Switch 2, buying that. Whenever we get the next Xbox, buying that. There's always going to be room for Xbox in a lot of people's hearts, and it just depends. I mean, just because some bald assholes on being salty, batchy, or something like that, saying something about Xbox and how smug they are and they told you so. It doesn't really matter what that fucker says. It doesn't. At the end of the day, they're just retarded. And that's the only thing I say about it. I don't understand, like, if there's going to be 2 handhelds, I don't understand what the first one is. Mainly just a dressed up Asus ROG Ally with an Xbox button. But I am kind of am intrigued with the Microsoft actually full, if it's true, if they're making their own handheld by Xbox, by Microsoft themselves. That does make me wonder what the capabilities of that will be, what the ecosystem will be like, what the UI and how it's going to handle things like backwards compatibility. Say there'll be a lot. Maybe it could be like a streaming platform, kind of like the PlayStation Go. I mean, fuck. Not the Go. Is it the Go? I don't care what it's called. The Portal. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that might be the case. It could be just a streaming platform. But they're really going to have to do something to separate them from the rest of the group. If they're not going to compete against Sony, the next competition is obviously going to be aimed at the other guys like Steam. But if they're going to work in conjunction and allow Steam integration, GOG integration, Epic, and whatever, I think it's a win-win for most gamers, especially if you're not a PC gamer and you're like, hey, I do want to access Steam. There's plenty of experiences on there, and if I can have a device I can hook up to my TV like a traditional console, and it has like a PC-like experience dumbed down for us, I think that would bring a lot of people in, to be honest with you. I don't think that's actually bad because PC is actually getting more popular. Steam just came out with the fact that they had one of the highest user rates of a very long time. Was it like 47 million, I believe, active users? This comes off from Tales of Monster Hunter Wilds. Is that what it is? Whatever. But I think it's big. I think it's good. I'm not going to say it's bad. And I'm sure some idiot's going to reply with like a GIF of some dude laughing, a clown emoji, or they're going to remind me of 75 million consoles, or that their Game of the Year Roly Poly Oly Astrobot sold 1.5 million, whatever, Game of the Year. I don't really care what you say. Fuck you. I don't play console wars. I play games. And maybe that's something you should do. But I just want to know, what's your opinion? You think it's dead on arrival? You think you guys would be actually interested in this? Let me know in the comments below. Love you. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. And by the way, just say so salty. Be salty. Malt. Just salt and malt and cope and soap and jope and jack and circle jerk, or whatever you want to do. Just have fun with yourselves. Because I know somebody's going to be on here just talking about PlayStation being just the greatest thing since sliced bread, which, by the way, they're having problems too. So anyways, talk to you guys later.
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. You're a stupid cunt. Suck my dick.